Heyo everyone, I am Reed. I am a Doordasher in Colorado, and this is the Life in Frames channel. Welcome. In this video I'm going to do some top tips for dashing. We'll do 5 today, and we'll probably spread these out over a couple different videos. I'm going to talk about some of these things like you're brand new to dashing, just in case you are brand new to dashing. As we all started somewhere, right? Hey, I got an order. So let's see what the order is before we get started here. It's Blackjack's Pizza. It's 1.7 miles for $4.50. I don't know if you can see that. All right, and we are currently driving here in the city. Oop, I'm gonna lose my camera here. I have a very creative camera setup, including a koozie and a can in my camera. So you'll have to bear with me, but it works sort of, as long as you don't hit a sharp corner. Fortunately, it's a gimbaled camera, right? Anyway, so yeah, brand new to dashing. Tell me some tips. Let's get started here while we go to Blackjack's Pizza to pick up my first order. Oh, I guess not. I thought I accepted it, but it said it missed it. Oh well. It was a $4 order, not something to cry over for sure. But what we're going to do is we'll head to a different territory. I thought I had accepted it, but I didn't. So we'll head over to a more active territory, and I'll give you some tips on the way over there. So tip number 1, if you have a bag, use your bag. You can get this bag when you start Doordashing. They'll give you one for free. And it took me about a week to get my bag. But the bag is non-verbal communication to people at the restaurant that you're there to pick up an order. That sounds pretty self-explanatory. Now, I don't know why not everybody brings the bag into the store. I have my guesses. Maybe some people are not proud of being a dasher or whatever, but just get over that. Bring your bag in, because the bag is going to speed up the time it takes for you to get the order in your hands from the restaurant, right? That's number 1. Number 2, this bag is going to help you get better tips, right? If you bring a hot bag to the door, so I've had some people actually say out loud to me, hey, I'm going to give you a better tip because you actually use the hot bag. No one ever uses the hot bag. Why not? I mean, if you have a hot bag and it's not used for another order and you're not stacked, use the hot bag, because it possibly will get you better tips. Even if they don't say it outright to you, a lot of people will tip better because you're using the hot bag, right? Also lets people know at the door that you're not someone up to no good. What if you go to the wrong house? I saw a news story this morning about somebody who got shot because he went to the wrong house to deliver a Doordash order. There's a clue if you have a Doordash bag. Hey, you're there for Doordash, and they're going to be less likely to put a cap in your ass if you are a Doordasher, or if they know what you're up to, or you look less suspicious, right? So people judge what you look like. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And so have a Doordash bag. It could possibly save your life if you're at the wrong house. Someone comes out, what are you doing here? I'm Doordashing. I'm trying to find yada yada address. Where can you help me? That's a lot better answer than having a random bag in your hand or something like that, where they can't really tell what that is or who you are. So those are 3 good reasons to use your Doordash bag. A little tip talking about bags to add on to it. I'm in Colorado, so Colorado has a mandate where there's no more plastic bags at grocery stores. In fact, no more bags at all. Some stores are giving out paper bags for free. A lot of times paper bags suck, they'll rip and stuff like that. Have some backup bags, right? So I have a whole stash of bags that I had under my sink that I'm not using. I'm never going to go through all these bags. I might use them for like the trash can in my bathroom or something. But those are great in case you have an accident, one of the paper bags rips. You can immediately have a backup bag, or if a store or a store or restaurant doesn't have bags for some reason, which has happened, you can go out into your car and grab a bag, and then you can leave it at their door, right? And they'll be all the more appreciative for having the order bagged. So I'd recommend that. If you don't want to deal with bags, some people are using like Coke crates or boxes to put the order in, and they'll just take the order out and stick it at their door. I haven't really gotten into that because I have plenty of extra bags, but you might consider bringing a larger box or something like that too. This is still tip 1 though. This is still about bags, right? Use your bag. You're also going to get pizza bags later. You can get them for free if you go to like a Papa John's. A lot of times they'll have them there behind the counter. You just say, hey, do you have a Doordash pizza bag? grab one of those if you can. I actually got my first pizza bag from another Dasher, which was cool. He was just like, hey, I see you have a couple bags. Can I get one of those? And I just asked him. He gave me one. And then I was able to take more orders. That's another thing. You can't take pizza orders at some places unless you have a pizza bag, and they don't give you one. So you need to either buy one or get one for free. And you can get one for free at a lot of these pizza places, like Papa John's is the one that I got a second bag at. So I have 2 pizza bags now. What's the second tip? Second tip is going to be, know your territories. You might have a couple territories you like to work. I'm actually leaving the territory. I just got that order from Blackjack's Pizza in to go to a territory that's generally more busy during lunch. It's a little more busy. There's more businesses there, more restaurants there. Knowing your territory is also going to help you identify hot spots that are a problem and hot spots that are an opportunity. There's a difference, right? I have a downtown area in my city that's a problem because it has paid parking. Parking's limited, so it takes you a long time to find parking. You might have to park away from the restaurant you're supposed to go to a couple of blocks, and then you're going to be wasting a bunch of time just trying to get parking, and it's going to cost you extra money in putting coins into the meter, or using your card at the meter to pay that a quarter or $1 or whatever it is, so you have time to pick up the order without getting a ticket. And if you do want to risk it, you park somewhere and then you're going to run in and get the order. There's a possibility you'll get a ticket. There's a lot of meter maids in the city I'm at that would easily give you a ticket if you're in a restaurant for 15 minutes, So knowing your territory will help you identify those hot spots. Knowing your territory will also help you identify problems. When I go to a store, a lot of times, it will try to take me behind the store to the docking bay. That's not right, and you should know that. I've done that at restaurants, too. In an adjacent city to here, I know there's a restaurant. It always takes me to the back of the restaurant, like I'm going to go in through the employee-only door and be like, give me my order, I'm here. That's not how shit works. So knowing your roads, knowing your territory is going to let you avoid that stuff if you're using GPS. If you're not using GPS, all the more power to you. I'd recommend not using it. It drains your battery quicker. What I guess we'll kind of go to my third tip: get you a backup battery, get you a Jackery, get you one of those little batteries you can plug into. That way you can be charging your phone when it gets low, and it will get low if you're using GPS a lot. 4 or 5 hours into a dash, if you're doing a long dash, having it phone plugged in while you're waiting in a restaurant, while you're shopping in the grocery store, that's going to give you a positive charge even when you're using the phone, is going to get you more orders, right? Because if you get to 10% on your phone battery life, you'll stop getting orders from Doordash. At least that's what I think it is. I don't remember ever getting an order being under 10%. I think it just sees your battery and is like, nope, you're going to run out of juice before you get that delivered. And we don't want the problem, right, of you having an order and then not knowing where to go or something like that, or not having GPS. If you're using GPS heavily, I tend to use GPS heavily, less and less these days because I'm getting to know my territory. By the way, I didn't say this, but I am a preferred Dasher. My approval rating is 74%. I recommend becoming approved Dasher and spending less time declining orders. You get better orders if you are a preferred Dasher. Preferred Dasher just means that your metrics are such that Doordash is happy with you. So you're over 70% acceptance rate on orders. You have an approval rating from customers that I think is higher than 97%. I could be wrong on that, but mine's like 99%. There we go. You don't reject orders after you've gotten them a bunch. That might be the one that's 97%. I think it's a little more lenient on the customer ratings that they give to you. But you have to have certain metrics, and those markets are different. So some markets they're going to call it like Platinum Dasher. I think you're in a bigger city like LA or something, they probably have that. Whereas in my city, it's just Preferred Dasher. It's simpler. 70% or higher. You got to keep that up, the acceptance rate up beyond that to keep getting the good orders. And the biggest perk is you can dash now anytime if you're a Preferred Dasher, which is huge. Otherwise, you got to schedule yourself, and you're competing against everybody else who wants to be on the hot times, which is like the 12 to 3 that I'm in right now, or in the evening time, 5 to whenever, 8. So you have less competition because you can dash whenever you want. You just open your phone, select your territory, go ahead and click on, and you're dashing, and you are going to get the preferred orders too, so it's definitely the way to go, just because of that metric, but also because you're going to spend less time rejecting the crap orders as you're going to get the more premium orders from Doordash directly. So I say Try not to fight DoorDash whenever possible. You're still going to want to be selective and be strategic about the areas you choose. Like I like to work in more affluent areas of the city, areas with nicer restaurants, so I get better tips, right? And that's just common sense. You're out for you. You want to make the most money that you can if you're going to be out in business for yourself, which if you're working for DoorDash or Grubhub or Spark, you're in business for yourself technically as you're contracting with them. You're a private contractor, essentially. So that's a couple, 3 tips so far. Battery, know your territory so you can avoid the problems, and use your bags. Let's see, what else do I got for you? One of them is, a good tip is DoorDash is not going to be respectful of your time. They're indifferent to your time. They're not, I don't think, intentionally trying to screw you over, but if you have something to do at 6, let's say you have a date with your girlfriend, or if you're a girl, your boyfriend or whatever, and you want to be there at 6 o'clock, you need to schedule off a DoorDash at 5:30 at the very minimum. Sometimes I would say even schedule off DoorDash at 5 o'clock so you have time to get to your date's location or whatever, because DoorDash is indifferent to your time. If you schedule 5 to 9, they're going to give you orders all the way up till 9 o'clock and 59 seconds until 9:01 you'll be getting orders, and they will give you an order at 9 o'clock in 9 minutes, 9 o'clock 59 seconds, that will take you a half hour to complete. So I found this out the hard way. I've had stuff to do before and scheduled myself close to that time, but you need at least a half hour buffer between when you really want to be off and when you schedule yourself off. That will save you a lot of times. I'd also say schedule yourself a little earlier than you actually want to start. I don't know if this is a thing, but it seems like it's a thing for me. Whenever I am wanting to start, it usually takes a couple minutes, at least 15-20 minutes for me to get my first order. So schedule yourself a half hour before you actually want to get started, as a lot of times you're not getting orders right away if it's not the most busy time of the day. So anyway, I'm out of my territory in the old one. I'm going to go ahead and end this dash, and because I'm a preferred dasher, I can start dashing in another adjacent territory immediately, and this is a better territory for lunch. So we're going to go and do that right now. So now I'm on. Let's see, let's dash till 3:30. Right now it's 2:30. A little later than I wanted to get out. As you can see, hot zone. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a red zone there. All right, so probably couldn't. I don't know if the camera's just focusing on my face. But anyway, so I like to hang out near the action up here and wait for some better orders, which I'm sure we'll get one. So yeah, that 4th tip is schedule yourself early to be off and to start, as it will help you a lot. So let's see what our first order is. $6.25, 10 miles. This is for Chiba Hut. I'm going to not accept that. That's an upside down order, so that's what that means is that it is less dollars than miles, and I don't like taking those. It's not a good use of your time, especially if it takes you out of your territory, as you will have to drive all the way back. So it's really $6 for 20 miles if you got to come back to your territory, right? Oops, there we go. So that's a no, and that's kind of one of the things too, is when you're getting into a hotspot or you're getting into a new territory, you're going to get a lot of orders that you're going to reject because other people have left them open. Here's one. This is $4 for 0.4 miles. That's my minimum, so I don't take orders that are less than $4. And that's actually a good order because it's 0.4 miles away, and we're probably pretty close to it. So I just turn around and grab that. Let me give you a quick tip real quick before I go pick up this order, and we'll just make this a short video, one cut, right? Turn off your Wi-Fi when you're out dashing around. Make sure to do that because a lot of times you'll pick up a Wi-Fi if you're like on Xfinity, and you can use any of these Wi-Fis that is nearby, and then you'll get out of range and you'll lose an order because of that. So unless you're in a Safeway or something that's acting as like a Faraday cage, I would say turn off your Wi-Fi. There's a couple times I've been in a store where I've had to turn it on because of bad reception. But you'll get more orders if you turn off your Wi-Fi and just use your phone service to get your orders, especially if you're roaming around the city like I do. All right, I'm trying to see where this Wendy's is. Actually, I think we're right next to it. Yep, right there. There's the Wendy's. It's like I knew it was here somewhere. Didn't want to have to rely on it, but I can't really turn you over there to say without moving up my whole setup here. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see some more of these DoorDash videos, leave me a comment. Let me know that you enjoyed the video, and subscribe. I would like to do more of these videos talking about DoorDash and other gig economy things that you can do as little side hustles. Like many of you, I know I have a second job. It's a commission job. Things are a little uncertain. You'll get a big commission, and then it'll be a while till you get another one, right? So this is what I do to kind of pay the bills when we have those dips. But if you're on Spark, you're on Uber Eats, you're on Grubhub, I'll probably have some tips on those as well, as I've done some of those other ones, especially Uber Eats and Spark. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.